Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke. Together today, we have Reverend Santosh Neupane representing and presenting. And today is Sunday, the 28th of July, 2024, or the 23rd of June in the 12th year of Chongqing. So thank you all for coming. And let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Shanji Champunim Kyombe. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 7. 전일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 활동과 연결된 의하는 생활을 통하여 심존 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 7. Our family, the owner of Chongilguk, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Jeffrey Fires if you could offer the opening prayer, please.
Good morning, beloved Heavenly Parent. We want to invite you into our morning devotion that you might speak to our brother. And this morning, we are very blessed to be able to have this Oceania-wide morning devotion. We can listen to our true parents' words to continue to educate us, to raise us up, so that we can help you in this great work of restoring this beautiful part of the world that you're prepared for these last days. The father-type nation of Australia, the mother-type nation, New Zealand, and they're very beautiful island nations with their unique, strong cultures. We are a family in the Pacific. And Father has intimated that this would where the unified world would begin here in Oceania. We thank you so much for Father's great vision and encouragement to us. We want to take advantage of the tremendous work that Father did and Mother did in our region, going to many nations, even tiny nations, Samoa and Palau, and other nations in Marshall Islands. What a blessing for us in our region. What a legacy. We thank you for our ancestors who brought us here, risking their lives to cross vast oceans in those days to settle here, all in preparation for the time we've come to today, to settle the peace kingdom on the earth. We thank you for our ancestors who supported us and guided us to meet our true parents and are helping us behind the scenes, sustaining our life of faith. We thank you for those brothers and sisters who we met in those days and prayed for us and fasted for us, so we could be awakened and strengthened for the wonderful foundation that we came upon. We want to expand that foundation and strengthen it for the next generation. We now have second and third generation living in our region. We want to create an environment for them to raise them up, and we want to leave a legacy for them and a tradition for them to follow, so we can leave something behind us that will be a great benefit. So please be with us this morning and this Sunday and the coming days in front of us as we plan and strategize what we're going to do, who we're going to meet, and what we're going to say to them to awaken them. We thank you for this great mission. It's such a blessing. So be with us this morning. I offer this prayer in my name, Jeffrey Fires, a Central Best family member. Adieu.
Thank you, and give a warm welcome to Reverend Santosh as he shares with us this morning.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Reverend Jeff, when you were praying, I remember everything what I'm going to talk today. What when you when Reverend Jeff, Reverend Stone went to Palau to restore that small island nation of Palau, was not that a very ambitious with a big ambition to restore that country. When you remember all these small island nations during your prayer today, the brothers and sisters who want to do the mission in those small island nations, I think that those brothers and sisters were very ambitious brothers and sisters. Today, I'm going to talk about Heavenly Parents' ambitious family. So, how I got this topic in my mind was was on 27 June, Brother Robert Joseph sorry for the wrong pronunciation, might be, from Brisbane. I got a call from him. He was somewhere near the Central train station around 1:19, and then he called me if he can pass by Peace Embassy, if there is someone in the Peace Embassy. I said, I'm there. Myself and my wife, we were at Peace Embassy. He was nearby the Central station. I wanted to come to Peace Embassy, and we met there. So we had a short conversation, and during our conversation, I asked him how many blessed family are there in Queensland. He answered less than 10. I said, oh, that's a big number. His reply was, really? I said, yes, that's really a big number, because I have experience of living in Fiji, only my family, Sunday service, only my family, because even now, I'm not there, and Balami is there with Iris and its two sons. So one blessed family in Fiji represents the whole population of Fiji. One blessed family in Samoa, Reverend Sethi's family in Samoa represents the whole population of Fiji. I remember President Hori, when he went to Samoa, and then he said, you are so happy that the 100% devotion from blessed family in Samoa means, even though we have only one blessed family, but the blessed family is 100% dedicated. Wherever they go, there's 100% participation. Everyone came to welcome him in airport, and everyone were there together during his stay in Samoa. One blessed family in Palau, one blessed family in Marshall Island. What about the blessed family living in Kings Island and determined to unite Australia? And when we go to Fiji or Samoa or Palau or Marshall Island, we understand the importance of blessed family. Eight blessed family, let us divide. Suppose I'm just calculating, if eight blessed family in Queensland, let us divide the population of Queensland. Then one blessed family is equal to represent 692,500 population. One blessed family in Fiji represents around 900,000. One blessed family in Solomon Island represents maybe 100,000, something like that. And then Brother Robert told me, wow, very ambitious. And then that was on 27th of June, and Rabbi John had asked me to give sermon on 7th of June. Then I thought, wow, God wants me to speak on the 7th of June. Sorry, 7th of July. God wants me to speak on 7th of July about God's ambitious family. And then I started prayer. I started reading something about God's ambitious family. And this topic I spoke during our Sunday service on 7th of July. So I just want to read this again, or I just want to speak on this topic again. Whom does blessed family represent? True parents. How many true parents do we have? We have only one true parents. Heavenly Parents, ambitious family. I thought of keeping this picture. Reverend Ito's family representing Marshall Island. Every week during our Wednesday meeting, I enjoy listening to Reverend Ito as Reverend Ito shares his experience, even though now, recently after the COVID, Reverend Ito is not there, and he is doing his ministry, virtual ministry from Japan, but his two sons are there working and living and following to parents' food there and supporting the Providence. But what I really enjoy is when Reverend Ito he talks about how he guides the member, the VIP member originally. The member of parliament, the speakers, former member of parliament, the mayor, all these people. How he guides in Marshall Island virtually from Japan after living in Marshall Island for a couple of few years, and then blessed family of Sister Margaret and Brother Tim in Palau, and of course I spoke already about Reverend Seti's family and very young family. These are very elder family and a young family of Balami and Iris. They were in Fiji. There was a Japanese couple who went to Fiji few months before, and they're looking for a place to do Ansu because they had registered for Ansu from Korea, and they were looking for a place in Fiji where they can go and participate that session. And the communication came to me, and then I directed them for our center, and Balami and his wife came and they participated together. What I mean to say is, when someone goes to Fiji, our blessed family from around the world goes to Fiji and looking for Chongsiman prayer. And if we have Chongsiman prayer in Fiji or in Palau or in Samoa or in Marshall Island or Tonga, Tuvalu, Kiribati, Nauru, and then Micronesia, all this country, then how much happy or how much excited that family who visits that particular country would be. So yeah, these are the ambitious family. This family are dreaming for world peace. That this family are dreaming for the for Oceania to be unified, because two parents said that the unified world starts from Oceania. So I just thought of putting this picture of this ambitious family, because today I'm going to talk about ambitious family. I think everyone who are gathered in this Zoom meeting, we all are very ambitious. What about a missionary who went to 1975? They left their country and they went to their mission country. Were not they the ambitious family? I think they were the most ambitious family, most ambitious brother, or the most ambitious sisters. Most probably they were in their early 20s when they left their country to unify the world. What about the youth missionary now who are in their early 20s, who are going around the world seeking with an ambition to unify the world? The missionary, they are here in Australia. The missionary, they are in New Zealand or in different part of the world. I was just telling that Reverend Stone and Reverend Jeffrey, when they went to Palau and stayed there, leaving their family behind in New Zealand and in Australia, stayed there to unify, to restore that small island nation of Palau. Was not that a very ambitious ambition? That was a very ambitious direction from God, and that they followed that ambition. And then again, I want to report what about the brothers and sisters from Oceania who decided to go to Tuvalu or Tonga or Kiribati and did the mission there for many years, with the ambition to unify that, with the ambition to bring the prime minister of that country to greet true parents. I was going through some old pictures and I saw the foundation in Tonga, and I saw Reverend Chiro and other missionaries there with the king of the Tonga explaining about True Parents Foundation. Was that a big ambition? So I got this reading from Brother Michael Hendrith. I'm not sure what this brother is from, but I got this reading from website in the trueparents.org. So I thought of picking this speech. There have been so many ambitious people over the year. Some were ambitious scientists, artists, musicians, explorers, you name it, and some became rich. Among those ambitious souls who became rich, some were good-hearted and helped many people, but many became victims of their own fallen nature and ancestral sin, selfishness, and greed. Their ambition probably did more harm to them than good. These are the earthly people who later became the very poor and wanting people in the spirit world. I think you all know that no human beings has been more ambitious than true parents. But then true parents is God's victorious son and daughter, and the children are like the parents. Look how ambitious God, Heavenly Parents, is creating His incredible universe. There are billions of galaxies out there, not to mention the endless spirit world. We cannot get out our minds around it all. So, like parents in heaven, true parents are ambitious to the max. Who else in the history determined to create a peaceful world by intermarrying and uniting the entire human race? I want to repeat this again. Who else in the history determined to create a peaceful world by intermarrying and uniting the entire human race? Who else determined to make restitution for all the mistakes of history and make a new blessing, new beginning for humanity? Who else determined to raise the spiritual maturity of all people to the point where religion will no longer be needed? The list goes on and on. As you know, they are the ultimate ambitious parents. And I'm glad he says that I'm on together with them. And I think this is a glad point for all of us, our blessed family, that we are together with our true parents and we are breathing the same air that our true parents are breathing, and we are living together with true parents. So when I read these 3 points, then yes, we are ambitious family. Yes, we are ambitious people because we follow true parents. We follow true parents, believing that intermarrying and uniting, we can create a peaceful world by intermarrying and uniting the entire human race. Yes, we believed and we are practicing that we have to restitute from all mistakes of history and we have to make a new beginning for humanity. Yes, we are practicing that. We are determined to raise the spiritual maturity of all people to the point where religion is no longer be needed. We're marching towards that path to work together with true parents, that one day that will not need religion. So, and then this is from true parents to this true. I didn't quote when he spoke this, but more recently they have been speaking around the world, promoting an even more ambitious project: the construction of the old Peace Tunnel, an 85-kilometer, 200 billion link to connect East and West, America and Asia. This bridge can help make the world a single community at least. If it wasn't a true father a true mother, a true parents who would dream for this ambitious project. Let yourself feel God's urgency. Be ambitious, but please find a way to be ambitious in a heavenly, providential way. This is from True Father's autobiography about Washington momentum in 1976. Father shared like this. Members too suggest to me that this was too ambitious a plan and that we should not go forward. The National Mall surrounding the Washington momentum was an open park in the middle of an urban area. There were not many trees, just a wide expanse of grass. If the crowd were small, it would be obvious for everyone to see. To fill such a large area, there would have to be 100 of thousands of people. Our members wanted to know how this could be possible. Prior to this, only 2 people had held large events on the National Mall. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had held a rally for civil rights on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and Reverend Bill Graham had held a large gathering there. So it was a place with a lot of symbolism. This was the place that I was challenging. I prayed without ceasing for this rally. I wrote the speech that I was to deliver 4 different times a week before the event. I still had mixed feeling about what I should say in my speech. Finally, 3 days before the event, I completed the text. Generally, I do not speak from prepared text. I made an exception in this case because of my concern that the event go well. I knew this was going to be a particularly important event, though I was not quite certain in what way. I will never forget what happened on that day, September 18, 1976. People started coming to the Washington Momentum from early in the morning. Some 300,000 people gathered. It was impossible to tell where all these people had come from. They had all different colors of hair and skin. All the race that God sent to earth gathered to that day. It was really a rally on a global scale that does not require any additional description. I stood in front of the gathering and declared, God prepared America for 200 years. This is the time for awakening. America must accept her global responsibility armed with Godism. She must feed the communist all and at the last build the kingdom of God on earth. This speech was interrupted many times by shouts and applause. So this was members thought it was an ambitious plan, and even they asked to Father not to go for this ambitious plan. But one of the most ambitious son of heavenly parents would never listen, and he made it. And he shared his ambitious plan that God prepared, ambitious message that God prepared America for 200 years. And he gave this ambitious message for American people to take care of the whole world, to be the father figure or the elder brother figure for the whole world. From True Mother's memoir, one of the VIP who is connected to our movement said that's Dr. Winner Fasala Ben, the Minister for Defense and the Member of Parliament and the President of Austrian Institute of Europe and Security Policy Australia, said that the whole world is now looking to North and South Korea in East Asia, where Mother Moon has been so ambitious to apply new method to foster the peace. As to parents, methodology for the reunification of North and South Korea is also a very ambitious plan, as you can see this VIP says. And furthermore, True Mother in her memoirs, she says that I cannot forget the date, January 18, 2018, the day we held the inaugural of 2018 African Summit at the Obodo Defo International Conference Center in Dakar, Senegal. The theme and our hopes were ambitious, building a heavenly Africa through interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. His Excellency Macky Sall, President of the Republic of Senegal, and several former head of states and prime ministers, as well as current cabinet minister, parliamentarians, religious leaders, and leading figures from every sphere of society attended the summit. From Algeria in the north to South Africa in south, 1,200 representatives from 55 nations gathered. The Universal Peace Federation was hosting its largest ever summit in Africa. The theme, a very ambitious theme of building a heavenly Africa through interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. True Mother is asking us to prepare for upcoming summit in 2025, and one of the major session in that summit will be centering on the forming of the Asia Pacific Union. Of course, people in the government level, in the higher level, are talking about that, but True Mother is the mother of peace. True Mother is the only begotten daughter of our heavenly parents. Her vision, her vision for the Asia Pacific, the Asia Pacific region through interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. That is a very ambitious plan too. To father said to Dr. Bohipa, you know, God is quite greedy and ambitious. He is a person who wants to make everything his own. Only after making things his own does he want to share them, not before. Why is that? God has a very good reason to do so. When a husband gives a gift to his loving wife, he wants to give her the most precious gift, certainly not something which belongs to belongs to somebody else. In the same way, God wants to make everything his own, and then he wants to share it with others. Therefore, God's greediness is a good thing. The person who wants to give everything to his loved ones will have the desire to accumulate many things. For example, if Colonel Park were greedy trying to gain the entire world for himself, God would notice that. As long as Colonel Park was motivated by desire to share the world with his loved ones, God would not call him a greedy rascal. Instead, he would say, my son, you are ambitious like me. I think I got this from Dr. Bowie Park's autobiography, Sword and the Truth, if I'm not wrong with that title. So, True Father is very happy to say that Dr. Bowie Park is a very ambitious, like Heavenly Parents and like himself. During a Sunday service, I had asked the high school second gen to be at the sermon, and I asked them to our second gen that one of our second gen should be the Prime Minister of Australia in the near future. One of our second generation should keep that ambition, that kind of ambition. Or our second generation should be one of the greatest scientists in Australia. Let us not only be in Australia. We can send this message, or we can call our brothers and sisters from all around the world, our second generation from around the world, third generation from around the world, that they need to have an ambition to become the Prime Minister of America in the future, the Prime Minister of Japan, the Prime Minister of Korea. After the 2000 election in Korea, True Father had asked the leaders in the Korea to form a family party, and then the leaders followed, and they participated the 2007 election in Korea. Unfortunately, we were not able to get any seats. And when we heard that in Nepal in 2007, we established a party called Family Party in Nepal. And within 4 to 5 months of forming the party, we were able to secure one seat in the Constitutional Assembly of Nepal, in the Parliament of Nepal, and Honorable Eknath Dhakal became the Member of Parliament. When I recall back that, I feel that that was a very ambitious plan. That was a very ambitious goal to Father gave to us, to parents gave to us, and we were able to accomplish that kind of goal. I remember myself being the mobilization leader for that ambitious plan of making one of our brother the Member of Parliament in Nepal. We mobilized 300 full-time CAP member during that time. I remember visiting 2015, visiting Kiribati in 2015 together with Reverend Stone. And President Anote Tong asked us to go to a place called Makin Island. Makin Island is 55 minutes flight from Tarawa, the capital city of Kiribati. And from Makin Island to Marshall Island is next 55 minutes flight. When I went to Kiribati, when I went to Makin Island, then I reflect back. That was one of the very much important time in my mission, going to Makin Island and reflecting back. I was just lost there. It's a very beautiful, pristine island in the middle of the Pacific, the Makin Island. And then Reverend Stone and myself, we were able to witness one of the brother, the Member of Parliament. I forget. I forgot his name. one of the member of parliament who represented that Honorable Honorable Pinto Kaito, who is the member of parliament even now in Kiribati. We were able to witness him, and later he became the chairman of UPF in Kiribati, and later he attended the 3 days divine principle workshop in Fiji, and even they went through the process of the indemnity stick and 40 days separation and everything. So when I remembered the day on that island, a few hours on that island, I was lost. I was just thinking my homeland, where the house where I was born. When I would wake up early in the morning in my house, I would just see the mountain Himalaya in front of my eye. But when I was in Makin Island, I was just seeing the sea everywhere, very beautiful, very pure water in front of me. And then I thought, where I am, why I am here, what brought me here. Then now when I'm reading, when I'm sharing this, the ambitious family, when I'm sharing about the ambition, I came to realize that, oh, I'm very ambitious. From the top of the mountain in Nepal, I came to the deep ocean here in Kiribati and in Makin Island, and I'm dreaming for the world peace from this place. Am I not ambitious person? Yes, I'm an ambitious person, and it's very good to be ambitious person for the sake of God, and it's very good to be ambitious person for the sake of our to be the breeze to build the stadium of world peace that is dreamed by our beloved parents. This is again from True Father. How many of you are the second kind of wife? He says in some kind of circumstances. I know that many American wives have their own separate saving accounts. They take great delight when their account have more money than their husband. Tell me honestly, do most women think in such a fashion or not? If the husband brought home his paycheck for which he had worked very hard and gave it freely to his wife, saying, darling, please put this in your account. Which of the two is the true lover, the true master of the house? Certainly it will be the husband. Now, you know about the ideal kind of wife and husband. Ambition and desire are okay. Reverend Moon is the most ambitious one of all, but I'm not ambitious for my own sake or for the sake of my children, but for the sake of God's kingdom to come on this earth. Also, I'm ambitious to acquire all these things so that soon the day will come in the kingdom when we can all celebrate God's birthday. Yeah, ambitions are good. That day I was giving message to Brother Robert that ambitions are good if it is for the God's sake. If ambitions are and desires are for my sake, only for me to become happy, then that's not a good ambition. But if the ambition are for the sake of the God, for the sake of the true parents, that is the best thing that we can keep on this earth. What can be ambition than celebrating God's birthday? Whoever on this earth thought of celebrating God's birthday, whoever on this earth thought of having God's day celebration every year. When I listen to parents ambition of celebrating God's birthday, then I want to be more ambitious. I want to be more ambitious to serve my society. I want to be more ambitious to serve my nation. I want to be more ambitious to serve a region. I want to be one of the bricks to start the unified world starting from Oceania, and supports to parents' vision. I want to encourage my brothers and sisters, my second generation brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, to become very much ambitious to become the prime minister of this country and then serve the people of this country. What about one of our second generation in Solomon Island to become the prime minister of Solomon Island after 10 years? Again, I want to share from Dr. Boy Park. I was the most ambitious soldier in the military academy in Korea. and I was much determined to become a good soldier. I had 4 years of training and a degree as an engineer ahead of me. What good luck. This was going to be my life. Then what happened? Just 25 days after entering the military academy, the Korean War broke out. 3 days later, 2/3 of my classmates had all died in the field, and I still died in the field. But sorry, 3 days later, 2/3 of my classmates had all died in the field, but I still never gave up on the ambition to become a good soldier. I went to 39 truth in my source infantry school, and I really worked hard and graduated with honors. I had the hope that someday I would become a general or a chief of staff. I still had that ambition, Dr. Boipa. Let us have great ambition for God. Ambition is a God-given gift, wrongly only when it is self-centered. Father is the most ambitious man under the sun. He would like to accomplish the greatest victory possible for God before his earthly life is over. We are joining with him as co-cossacks for the greatest victory here on earth. In 1950, when the Korean War broke out, I was studying in a military academy comparable to West Point. I was a cadet and I was looking forward to become a general one day. That was my hope and ambition. Not as much as St. Paul, but I was an ambitious young Korean man, 20 years old, with building enthusiasm and vitality. Then the Korean War came from 25th June 1950. And that very day, I was already at the front line. In 3 days, 2/3 of our classmates, approximately 220 comrades in the West Point of Korea, were killed in action. That was the beginning of my military life. During the 3 years of the Korean War, I really learned the emptiness of human life. I became a searcher for meaning of life. Father says, this is the final slide, to Father. Thus, God is an ambitious God. In loving your wife, is being ambitious bad, good? You, Dukmon, one of the disciple of True Father, is calling, is it bad to say to your wife, love only me? I too will love only you. Being ambitious that way, good. It's good to be good that ask your wife to love only me, right? Or I tell to my wife that please love only me, and I'll also love only you. That kind of ambition is good. The problem is that you cannot become such a husband. The problem is that you can never become such a perfect wife. But if you could become such, you would want all of love. This God is ambitious. Is it good or bad? If you are full of such ambition and pour out love like milk and honey, how happy would your spouse be to drink that? They would laugh thousands of years even if they could not breathe. So being greedy like that is not bad. You must have that kind of greed. If that greed takes the right position where you can pour out everything that you can, it may be able to melt the whole world. It will be holy. Do you understand? Again, True Father is talking about ambition, good ambition, or good desire, or bad desire. So this much for today. Thank you very much for bearing my Nepanglish. I imagine that I can share this thing in my own mother tongue, Nepali, and everyone would understand Nepali. Or I would share this thing to parents' language Korean, and everyone would understand Korean. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida.
Yeah, thank you very much, Reverend Santosh, for sharing with us such a great message about ambition and the power of one. And it made me think of that movie of the same name, The Power of One. There have been many great people that were the starting point of all religions, really. The starting point of Christianity, was the power of one. Our Jesus Christ, who gave his life, for us, as we know, and the power of of one. When we think of many great saints like Mother Teresa, there's so many. I'm sure all of us know someone that has done something great, and on all different levels as well. Whether it's science or engineering or great feats. The power of one to build the Eiffel Tower, even though it ended up being a team effort. The idea is from one, which is the same, like today's message, all about ambition or greed. Depends on the word you use. As it says, God is greedy, but also God is ambitious, and we know that all of the emotions we have a positive and a negative outcome depending on why we're doing it. If we're really doing it for ourselves, then as it said in the message, we become a greedy rascal. But if we're doing it for others, then we actually become like God, and because God's ambition is to love his family, and God started as one, but encapsulated the whole pair system within. And so even though there's one, it can never happen without the other, because that's the whole process that we know about how God works. And I liked that point in there, why we need to own everything. That example of giving the most precious gift to your wife or husband, that you don't want to give something that belongs to someone else. And actually it reminded me of something like that. Have you ever got a gift from someone that you didn't really like, or you didn't know what to do with, and then ended up giving that gift you received to someone else because you didn't really want it? So actually, and pretending that you thought of the other person and you got them this special gift, but you're actually giving something you don't want to someone else on the pretext of you're giving them a nice gift. I've done that maybe more than once, and it's and I remember one time after reflecting that's not a great thing to do, to give someone else's thing because you don't want it. I mean, obviously, we want to give the best to the person we love, and we don't. That's why we want to own everything, because we don't want to give what someone else belongs to someone else, and we also don't want to give it because of we don't need it or don't value it, but rather give the best. And that's why to become the owner of everything, and then we give the most precious thing, because the most precious thing is what we hold dear and we value and we want to someone we love. Well, then that's truly giving your heart, and that's what God has always done. And it's also a good stimulus for the reason to continue with positive greed and positive ambition, because we're not doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for others. And there's no better thing than to have Chongyul Guk, and to be the owner of Chongyul Guk. That's what we've always been taught, be the parent, the teacher, and then finally the owner. But not because for ourselves, but because we can give it to our family and friends and the people we love. And obviously our goal is to get to the point where we truly love everybody, despite their flaws and differences. But that's the path where we're all on, I'm sure, and we're all at different points of where we can, have what we own to give to others, with a real sincerity of and depth of heart that really, shows that we are equal to the greats. The power of one, the power of love, and can look like God and be true parents ourselves. So it's a very nice message today, and thank you. And open it up to others who'd like to share. Thank you. Yes, go ahead, Reverend Santi.
Oh, good morning. I came in a bit late. Just caught that tail end. Thank you, Rev Santosh. I'll take this minute to publicly repent, and I'm not happy that I was not happy that Santos came to Sydney, and I wanted him to stay in Fiji and conquer the, up until grabbing the neck of every prime minister in all those little islands. So I wasn't happy when you people took Santosh to Sydney. And anyway, that's my public repentance of my, how do you say, my han, or so yeah. And then when I see Mrs. Santos doing TikTok and all that kind of stuff on what the heck you guys doing over there? So Santosh, your ambition is to bring the Prime Minister of Australia. That's your ambition while you're there. So I don't know if you're the mayor of Strathfield or Burwood yet. What's the constituency that you're working in? Strathfield, right?
Strathfield,
somewhere there. Yeah. So are you the mayor yet, or are you getting right there? But I say, okay, with all the what do you call, the immigrants coming in, there's a big Nepalese, whatever. But again, the way to touch the Prime Minister of Australia is through the Indigenous nations. So yeah, just a bit of hurry up for you. But you need to bring the Prime Minister of Australia. That's our ambition for you.
I do.
And my second gripe towards my young brother here, I keep in my mind one thing that you said to me. When the results are slow, whatever, and one time in our leaders meeting, you said, problem with mentality. Yeah, this is I really liked your topic this morning. Be ambitious. For the Christian mind, sometimes they how do you say, they wallow in being poor. But it's very important, this point, to be ambitious for heavenly parents, because this line I took from the speeches, I want everything so I can give it all. God wants it all so that he can give it. The problem of ambitious in the fallen world is they want it all in order to keep it, and for the self. So yesterday, I just finished a tribal chief meeting, because our national level Matai passed. In my village, there's two, and the Tango title, my uncle he died recently, so that's up for grabs type of thing. It's kind of like elections in Nepal or wherever. But in the little islands, I think a lot of things are tribal. And so I've been really fighting with all these nuances of our culture. But this point this morning was very important, because God is putting me in a kind of like looking at this position of this title. In our electorate, there are 3 villages. And I would say that our electorate, you only needed like 200 votes to be in parliament. And that's why, you know, the former Prime Minister Tula Epa, he's from our electorate. And yeah, you see what I mean? To the a step to the national level is very, very easy if the family and the tribes are united. So yesterday, the scrap for this this title that's missing, you know, so both titles are vacant at the moment, the top titles inside this my mother's village. So it's a very opportune your word this morning that you chose, because I'm really wrestling with, because I'm in a position where shall I or shan't I, you know? I'm the eldest son of my lineage, and Australia, New Zealand, all my tribes are looking to me, you know, what am I gonna, you know, whether we step up to take a challenge on to this title, this Tango title. And it's to do with lineage and everything. Yeah, so very, very important. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you for this message this morning. I want to study a bit more of those things. And I agree, you know, 16 years old, my only ambition was to be a man of God. And suddenly I realized I'm in this position of being a man of God, and there's so many challenges. And that's what Mother's challenging us to be, is to be real men of God. Even unto the level of being part of the royal family. I mean, to be with true Mother, we have to be of the same mind and heart, don't we? Really, isn't it? And this topic of ambition is very important, because if you really think from Mother's viewpoint, you can face up to top prime ministers, heads of state anytime, isn't it? If you carry the dignity and consciousness of who you are as true parent's child, or isn't it? Would that be right, Reverend Santosh?
Reverend Sethi, when I was in Fiji, I was chasing all the chief and introducing, and then when I went to Samoa for the first time, and I told you that, Reverend Sethi, I always look to meet for the chief, but you are the highest chief there in Samoa, so you have to take that position. You have to take that position. I think 2025, who knows? You'll represent the whole Samoan and go to great true Mother. So you have to take that position. And one more thing, Sister Margaret asked me what would be my take for the True Father's autobiography, Unified All Begins in Oceania. Frankly speaking, until now I haven't understood it very, very much. I'm still going through what does True Father mean to say that Unified All Begins from Oceania. But somehow when I was in Fiji and when I was meeting the people from all island nation, I was traveling in the island nation, I can feel, I cannot express what that does that mean. I cannot really share what does that mean, but I can feel when I meet the people from Tuvalu, when I meet the people from Tonga, Kiribati, Nauru, Solomon Island, Vanuatu, when I meet the people from that country, and when I feel the warmth, then I can feel that. There is a saying in Fijian, Maikana. When you see a few Fijians gather in the park or in the restaurant and you pass by that place, they will always say you, Maikana, let's eat. I think that is the spirit. That Maikana is spirit, let's eat. Even there is not enough food in the plate to share. You know, there is not enough food. There's little food that two of them are sharing small cassava, you know, but still they will tell you Maikana. I think that is, that is the true spirit of people in the Pacific. The extended family. So the one student I would meet in the University of South Pacific, I would say, I would ask him, where do you live? Well, I live with my uncle. I'm from Nau Island, one island that takes a few hours to go from Suba, and then that student is staying with one of his or her uncle. And I find that that's not his or her own close uncle. He's a village uncle, you know,
Mm.
a related uncle, very
Mhm.
far related uncle. But
Yeah.
he or she is staying and feels so warm and feels so
Mm.
comfortable and so secure staying with his uncle. That
Mm.
that type of family bonding, not only in Fiji, that is in Kiribati, that is
Many
in Palau, that is
many
in,
levels of uncles.
yeah, that is in Samoa, everywhere. So this
Mm.
thing, the unified world starts from Oceania. Hopefully we have to discover it. I think we have to do more research, and we have to more study on that. But I can feel that. I can feel, and I have felt that many times. Even I told that 2015 in Mackay, the island I went together with
Mm.
Rev Stone. I
Yeah,
feel that thing.
I think you hit it on the head, and I've shared this with Dr. John Adamides and other national leaders. That's why I point to the indigenous people, because they have that culture, and unless you tap into that original uncle spirit and sharing a plate together spirit of the indigenous people, you will not grab the spirit world of that nation, which is very vital. And that's the original, you know, that's the original heart. And the Maori people, same. I used to nag all the national leaders of Australia, Suntek, and every time in Chongpyong we meet, I talk about the indigenous people, because my spirit world told me to nag them about that. And I think for a reason, it's for that reason that you're talking about. Thank you, Reverend Santosh. Very wonderful hundok this morning.
Yeah.
And God
Yeah.
bless your family there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you, Reverend Sethi and Reverend Santosh and everyone here. It is time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll bring up the screen and let's pray together and share together. Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Santosh, and I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow. Thank you. And bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Santosh.
much. Thank you.